All doors locked. Doors unlocked.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's a Scream, baby. We ain't beating around the bush. No long intro here. The Scream 5 spoiler-free review. It's here. I seen it. I can't believe it, guys. Fucking Scream 5, Scream 2022, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's here. Man, there's so much to get into, but it's going to be the spoiler-free review. I promise, and I make a pledge to you fellow Scream and horror fans out there. I won't spoil a single thing in this review, guys. Just want to give you my general thoughts, my first impressions on it. Did it live up to the hype? All that good jazz. And with no further ado, man, we're going to start off with my positives here. And like I said, it's going to be vague. I'm not going to get too detailed, I promise. But when it comes to this guy right here, Ghostface ain't fucking playing in this one, man. The dialogue within itself is some of the best Ghostface dialogue, hands down, since the original, for sure. Now, Scream 2 and Scream 4 have some really good dialogue moments in it. I literally watched Scream 4 yesterday before I went and saw Scream 5, and I actually had a little marathon all week leading up to it. I wanted to refresh my memory and just watch them again, you know what I'm saying? See if anything else sticks out to me, see if there's any other Easter eggs in this new one that tie into certain things. And there are some, for sure, some really cool ones, too, that we're going to get into on the spoiler review / discussion later. But Ghostface ain't fucking playing, man. And when it comes to the kills in this, I will say I think people were overhyping the kills just a little bit. But overall, it's pretty fucking brutal, man. Like, he ain't playing around. Like, he's stabbing people quite a bit. Like, it's getting pretty intense, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would say some of those more brutal Scream 4 moments is pretty much every kill in this one. You know what I'm saying? And, like, obviously the original Scream has some pretty damn good kills in it, but I think this might give it a run for its money. Honestly, man. This is not super gory. It's just a little more visceral and brutal. That's for sure. They definitely upped the game in the kill department, no doubt. And just the fight and chase sequences in this, well done. They actually break up a little bit of the monotony with the way our boy Wes Craven, rest in peace and much love to the Craven family, of course, and to my boy for Wes. But when it comes to Wes Craven scenes, they're great, and he films chase scenes and all these things, and the Dutch angles and everything he does with that is great. But Radio Silence said, hey, why don't we try to stick with that formula of the Wes Craven filming techniques, but we'll throw in a little bit of our own flair here and there. And I do think the choreography, the fight scenes, the chase scenes are a little more creative and well done because they're adding in smartphones, apps, and different things like that. Cloning cellular devices, which is much easier to do today, and anyone can kind of do it, unlike the original where Stu and Billy did it. Spoilers if you haven't seen a 25-year-old movie. But yeah, man, like, really well done stuff. And when it comes to the overall directing, writing, when it comes to Radio Silence and all those guys that worked on this, y'all fucking nailed it, man. I gotta say, the writing has not been this sharp in a long time in the Scream franchise, man. It is so witty, and it is so fucking relevant to what's going on right now. I'm not going to get into any specifics of what they talk about, but if you're a horror fan and you know what the popular subgenres are right now, I think you'll know what they're going to be addressing, and they address the Scream franchise in a unique way. Now, I'm not going to get into what that is, but I think for all my fellow Scream fanatics, you know how they usually reference the Scream franchise with the franchise within the movie. So, really cool stuff there, man. And I gotta say, this new cast of characters, thumbs up, man. fucking thumbs up. I loved all of them for the most part, man, or at least enjoyed all of them for sure, man. And I gotta say, without getting into too many specifics, my main standouts for sure was Mindy Meeks Martin, played by Jasmine Savoy Brown, who, from the name, is related to Randy and Martha Meeks. I ain't gonna go in too deep on that because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. But Mindy Meeks Martin, Jasmine Savoy Brown was awesome. Sam Carpenter, played by Melissa Bieta, awesome new final girl. Such a great addition to this franchise. And Jenna Ortega as her sister, Tara, awesome, dude. And sometimes Jenna Ortega was fucking stealing the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, Melissa was doing her thing. Jasmine Savoy Brown was coming in with every scene she had and just killing it. But I gotta say, Tara Strong, you got a fucking bright future, man. Like, everybody in this has a bright future for sure. But those two ladies right there, and I think Jasmine Savoy Brown as well, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more from them in this next decade, dude. And I really can't wait to see what else they do. And man, they were great additions to the Scream franchise. They all did their homework. They're all fans of the franchise, and you feel it. They're all fans of the genre, at least at large, and you feel it. You know what I'm saying? They were giving their all 100% of the time, and I really, really thoroughly enjoyed them. I also really like some of the other characters as well, such as Richie Kirsch, played by Jack Quaid, the son of Dennis Quaid. I also really enjoyed Wes Hicks, played by Dylan Minnette, played by the actor Dylan Minnette from Don't Breathe and what was that, 12 Reasons Why and all that kind of stuff. He's a big horror fan as well, come to find out. And him as Deputy Judy Hicks' son, this is all knowledge. They've put this out. It's public knowledge, guys. And his name is Wes Hicks. Come on now. But he was pretty damn good in this as well, man. I really liked Dylan Minnette overall, and I thought he fit in very well with this role and fit into this franchise like a glove. And I gotta say, the return of these legacy cast characters, it was awesome. I loved it, man. I thought they had just enough of a integral role within this new film to really justify bringing them back without overshadowing the new cast, letting this new cast really sink their teeth into the franchise and really get to spend time with them as an audience member and really learn to appreciate their performance and love the characters and understand their perspectives and just to be entertained by the next generation of Woodsboro people right here. And I think the legacy cast did a very good job of complementing these new characters with their character dynamics and the previous history and the knowledge and the experience that they have dealing with these Ghostface killers, you know what I'm saying? And the way that each of them are used, I thought was really awesome, especially my main man, Dewey Riley. You know what I'm saying? I almost said a spoiler, oh shit, but man, he was fan-fucking-tastic. This might be the best David Arquette's ever been in the Scream franchise, possibly. This might be the best. I always loved him in Scream 2 the most, and I always have some love for him in Scream 1 as just that wide-eyed kind of doofy type of cop, you know what I'm saying? I always have a lot of love for Dewey. I've liked him since the beginning, and I think every movie he improves, it gets more interesting. Oh, just knocked over my water bottle. But yeah, man. I gotta say that Dewey was fucking awesome in this movie, man. He ain't taking no shit from Ghostface. He's kind of one of the people being the expert, giving the rules, so to speak. That's also in the trailer. Don't come in my head. But yeah, man, Dewey was great. David Arquette, hats off to you, brother. You did a great job. Neve Campbell coming back as our main girl, Sydney Prescott. Great stuff, man. And I gotta say, some of those hints in the trailer that we saw with her running with the baby carriage and all, or with the baby stroller and all that, is definitely addressed. And she is awesome in this movie, man. I think her performance was exactly what you needed it to be. It wasn't real hyped up, not a ton of energy like that. But I thought she gave the right performance for what her role was in this film. And she just played a very awesome role in this, man. And I gotta say, the character development of Dewey and of Sydney especially was felt here, and I thought was a really cool addition and way to move the characters forward. And a little bit less so, but I still enjoyed her a lot, was Gale Weathers. I thought her role in this wasn't quite as good as the other two, but still really freaking good. You know what I'm saying? And Courtney Cox didn't miss a beat either. Neve was good. Courtney Cox hit that Gale Weathers stuff perfectly, but you also get to see a couple new shades of the character due to certain events of the film. So I gotta say, man, excuse me, I gotta say, man, awesome stuff. The legacy cast really came through and did their thing, man. No letdowns there. Great job, guys. You fucking did it, man. And I gotta say another thing, too. This has the closest of the original Scream feel since that original Scream, for sure. Like, you definitely get these Wes Craven vibes, all the way from the filmmaking to the writing to the filming style, all that stuff, man. You definitely can feel the presence of Wes Craven right here, man. And I think they did our man proud. And you definitely get that feel of Kevin Williamson. He was an executive producer on this. He was on set with them, going from the scenes and helping them improve it any way he could. And they were constantly bouncing ideas. Radio Silence was constantly bouncing ideas off of Williamson, and they were working together as a really in tandem together. And I think that really comes through strong here in this latest installment of Scream 5, man. And like I said, the social and horror and meta commentary is the best it's been since the original, hands down. There was one particular monologue from Mindy Meeks Martin that was fucking brilliant, man. I can't wait to get into more details with that. But that was just amazing stuff, man. And like I said, this definitely lived up to my expectations. It's fucking awesome. I loved it, man. I don't know what I would score it yet. I want to see it at least one more time. And on our spoiler discussion, I will drop my official grade or ranking, or I'm not ranking, or oh my gosh, or score for it. But for right now, it's fucking awesome. It's definitely better than Scream 3 and 4 to me, but I don't know if it's better than Scream 2 for me yet. I gotta watch this a few more times and maybe watch them back to back, but it is definitely in good company with Scream 1 and Scream 2. It is up there in the upper echelon of the Scream franchise. This is definitely one of the best slashers we've seen in at least 10 to 15 years, you know what I'm saying? I still will put Halloween 2018 up there, but this is fantastic stuff, guys. And I will say, this movie is not perfect. There's a couple things about it I didn't like all the way, or thought was a bit predictable. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to get into any of the reveals or the secrets or the twists and turns, but I will say, most of the twists and turns work well, but not fully 100%. You know what I mean? I would give the reveals and stuff maybe an 80% or something like that. Somewhat surprising, but not entirely so. Some stuff was a little predictable. But like I said, I live and breathe these films. I've watched the first 4 installments so many times throughout my life. I literally watched the original Scream in like 2000 or 2001 when I was 6 years old. So I've literally grown up with these films, and they've grown with me. So I do start to see some of the nuances and some of the formula and the way that Wes Craven and co used to put things together. And I do think Radio Silence stays in line with that. Now, I think they could have stepped out and been a little more fresh in that regard, but I don't think this is a huge misstep by any stretch of the imagination. Because one of the things I was a little torn on, I think does work depending on how you look at things, but I thought they could have explained it with a few more details to definitively let you know how this all works out within the canon and the timeline of these 5 Scream films. But overall, dude, Radio Silence, y'all fucking killed it. This new cast, I want sequels right now. Let's get this next Scream trilogy. Let's go, man. I love it, man. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments section below. Please, no spoilers. But let me know what you thought of Scream 5, man. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you somewhere in between? What do you think about the new cast? Do you like these new characters, or do you think these guys are like Scream 4 and it doesn't quite get there for you? Or are they on that Kirby level and you love them all? I love pretty much almost all of them, so I think it works. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments section below. And for all you people listening on the podcast feed, much love to y'all. We're almost at 400 plus downloads on the network, so that's great stuff. So make sure, if you're listening to this right now, head over to YouTube and subscribe to us over there. Check out our other Scream content, because a lot of that stuff is only exclusive on YouTube, trailer breakdowns and stuff like that. So make sure you go check that out. We got a lot more Scream content that's going to be coming as well. I'm going to be ranking the franchise. I'm going to be ranking all the killers, but I'm going to wait a little bit on that till probably sometime next month so people have had time to see this. But I'm going to be ranking all the killers, and we're going to have a full-on spoiler discussion of this film sometime within the next 2 weeks before the end of the month. That's for sure. So make sure you stay tuned and don't sleep on that, man. It's going to be awesome stuff, and I got a couple other ideas I'm bouncing around for Scream content, so keep your eyes peeled, guys. We're just getting started. But until next time, guys, please stay safe out there, and there are certain rules that one must abide by to successfully survive a horror movie. For instance, stay tuned and don't sleep.